President Bola Tinubu has directed a manhunt for killers of traveling hunters intercepted by local vigilantes in the Uromi community of Esa North, local government of Edo State. The president directed police and other security agencies to conduct a swift and thorough investigation and punish the suspected culprits. He assured the families of the victims that criminals would not be allowed to shed the blood of innocent Nigerians in vain.
Una fugonu na Tinubu enyege oda ka ejide ndị imeri ife a una fugokwa na Jagaban enyege oda ka ejide ndị imeri ife mana mgbe egburu ụmụ nwaanyị ni ha mufu enwekwago onye anyị nụrụ enyere oda ka ejide mgbe ndị Fulani gburu ndị ha mufu enwekwago onye anyị nụrụ enyere oda ka ejide Igbo bụrụ nze mbonza ekene m unu anyị na-ewetali ya unu ka o si na-ada back to back updates nke na-adazi na bụ na Tinubu from the presidential office ya enyego oda ka ejide the 4 people ndị mere ife a na-ada ndị so wee tinye aka n'ogbugbu ndị herdsmen ka ọsọ ndị Hausa egburu na Uromi nya na Edo State. Mana nke na-ewuta mbụ na mgbe egburu ụmụ nwaanyị na ihe amufu ma ndị egbuchara tie ha oshishi n'ike ma ndị egbuchara bucha aka na ma enwekwago onye anyị nụrụ enyere oda ka e wee jide. Mana right now n'ezienu ka esi nye oda na nke a mere na Edo State. Achọrọ m ikwu okwu na this video, settle down ka watch this video from beginning to the end ka ọ dị na ka ọmụ ji ọnụ m wee kwu ikirisia the video, drop your opinion gị na comment section, ịgba mbọ metụrụ m aka na share button ka ndị ọzọ wee fụkwa these updates. Ịma na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu mere ọ dị very clean and open. Ọ da adịrọzi n'obodo adịghị ọlọ adịrọzi n'obodo a maka abụ na law dị n'obodo a people like IBB ekwesịghị na work free. Because for somebody to come and confess ya na ọ bụrụ ọkụ ndị Igbo ka ọ sịrị ife a mere mgbe a na work a free man today. Ndị Igbo niile iteta n'ụlọ ahụ. Achọrọ m ikwu okwu. Watch the video, drop your opinion in the comment section. To start the video, I'll be right back.
According to the president, jungle justice has no place in Nigeria, and all Nigerians have the freedom to move freely in any part of the country. And the Edo State Governor, Monday Okpebholo, has visited Uromi, where the killing happened. He condemned the involvement of members of local vigilante group, Edo Security Network, and vowed that the perpetrators will not go unpunished. He also directed the police and other security agencies to immediately begin an investigation into the killings.
Well, let's bring in retired Major General Cecil Esehigbe, a former defense advisor at the Nigeria High Commission in the United Kingdom and now a security consultant. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me on this one. Thank you for viewers.
Great. The tragic incident in Uromi has shocked a lot of people. Jungle justice in broad daylight. Yeah. From a security standpoint and an indigene of Edo State who understands the terrain, what exactly is going on with the security situation and what do you think went wrong in Uromi?
Yes, thank you very much. You know, security situation is insidious. It doesn't come overnight. So there are indicators which you must tap into to know how to make preparations to address them. You see, in the absence of in 2020, those states started witnessing this surge in kidnapping and all sorts. So I remember a few retired officers, led by General AVM Okpere, set up some group of officers to midwife the Armed Force vigilante group that were operating at that time. Armed Force in the sense that there is no command and control. Some people just gather them together to say they are vigilantes. So we tried to midwife that Armed Force structure and came in with a very viral structure. But the government at that time did not give us the support. Number one, you need an enabling act to be able to operate. What we did was to operate under the community policing. At least we have an access to do what we are doing. And what is the main function of vigilante groups? To gather information, which we process for intelligence to work. But the riding factor is that they must work under the command of the Nigerian police force. So these gaps cannot allow to fester. Now, for a very long time, you remember in 2022, this same Uromi, there was armed robbery that robbed about 5-6 banks. Then in 2023, Igweben, AKM railway station, there was abductors, kidnappers that went away without visible response. So this has been going. But we're happy that we have a new governor who has tried to fill the gap, because what we have had is people do what they call need assessment in security situation, but there's no readiness assessment. Right. This governor has come in to fill that gap. So immediately he came in, he set up a security corps. What that means is that there is now an enabling act for vigilante to work. So it's work in progress. They are streamlining the structure. They are doing disarmament, demobilization and reintegration of those elements to form a viral force for them to operate. And let's not talk about practical governance. This thing happened yesterday. This governor was in Abuja. He left 4 a.m. this morning to go to Uromi. This is response to stimuli. If every elected leader, can behave like this, because the primary purpose of government is the welfare and security of the citizens.
Right. Okay, I mean, it's interesting. You've laid a very interesting background to all of this. And I'm wondering, the ban, there was a ban on vigilantes in Edo State by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. Is that counterproductive, or you are saying that vigilantes themselves could be constituting a threat as far as security is concerned in Edo State? I know the governor did call for a stakeholders meeting. He had a meeting with security, officers not too long ago to chart a way forward. What exactly should the governor be doing now? Because you're praising him that he's, proactive, he's showing commitment. What are the things that need to be in place now?
The IG has to come in at that time, because some of those vigilantes that we're talking about were trained for election purposes. So because of the dangers, they portend, if you allow them that freedom of movement, because there will be chaos. So he banned, the operation of vigilantes. But the new sheriff is in town. The new governor has come in and he established a dose security corps. Now they have a platform to put these guys together, train them, and properly restructure them for effective performance. So the gap has been filled, but it's work in progress, like I said. It will take a while, to bring these guys together and to train them, to fit the role they are supposed to play. The good thing is the structure is in place, and the governor to tell you that he was just, not playing with words, and it's not a tongue-in-cheek approach. Bought about 100 Hilux vehicles. You had one that DPO said they have just received 4 Hilux vehicles. All the commands in Edo State are now being fully equipped. Brand new Hilux vehicles.
Well, it will take a lot more than 100 Hilux vehicles or 1,000 to address the security situation in Edo State.
But the security situation comes in pockets.
Right.
It's not that the whole state has been enveloped. So with mobility, you are able to respond when area A is attacked and area B is free. So they all mop up their resources and logistics, to assist. But you cannot operate without equipment. So that is the difference.
Okay, let's go back, retired Major General, to my question about the particular incident in Uromi about jungle justice.
Yes.
These were said to be travelers, and their vehicle was stopped and searched, and they found Dane guns, according to reports, and so they were burnt alive. How do we address the situation? I think the question that really is bordering for me is, how is it that communities are able to take laws into their hands? Is it that they lack faith in the conventional security? What exactly is happening? What has led to this?
Now, what happened was that there has been these, incidences of, kidnapping and here and there. So there is this belief that a particular set of people with their code of behavior and all that. For instance, most of these causative factors are now becoming headers and crisis disease that used to happen in Benue. So when people bring cows to come and breed in Edo North, Edo Central, especially that Uromi area, I think what they need to do is to ranch them, because these cows are just let loose, damaging the farmers' crops. So there is this tension that is already boiling, that these cows are damaging our food crops. So the taking laws into hand is one area the governor is looking at now, because no matter what happens, you do not have any right to take another person's life unjustly.
So how do you check this effectively to ensure that you don't have another Borno, on our hands? I mean, the herders-farmer clashes all the way from the north, it seems to be moving down south. What needs to be done to check it very quickly? Talk about ranching.
Now, first and foremost, the leaders of this community that allow these people to come and rear cows for them must sensitize the people to know that they have come to do legitimate business and not, this underground movement. And you must know your environment. If people flock in to say they want to work with you, do you know their identity? Have you processed them to know whether they are genuine or not, or whether they are hiding under the canopy of, cattle rearing to cause mayhem? So the leaders of the community themselves should be alive to their responsibilities. If you allow people to come and wreck house and say they pay you homage or whatever, you must let them know that there are laws that are governing, that environment. And the police too has to be very proactive when these issues happen. Those people that did that, let me also correct one impression here. It was not a one-sided thing that happened in Oromi. Right. When these people were stopped, they said they were going to go in to search the vehicle because they had local information that they were actually carrying arms. So in the process of struggling to go inside, one of them stabbed one of the vigilante guys. So in the process of that, hell was let loose. But that is not justifying the action, because it's condemnable, and taking another person's life unjustly is not part of our culture in that area where we come from.
President Nübü has asked for a manhunt. The governor is also promising that justice will be served. But really, we've seen so many jungle justice in this country. Do perpetrators ever go, do they really face justice in this country? The victims, do they ever get justice is my question here.
Yes, the difference is, the leadership responsibility. When a leader is conscious of what has happened and he really wants to address the issue, his faith in maintaining the social charter to know that the welfare and the security of the citizens as his own will make the difference. And that's what this young man has done in Edo.
Time will tell.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight. Major General Cecil Haibe is retired and, of course, a security consultant. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.